Happy Wednesday, everyone. Been a couple days since I did a video. Beginning of May. Hope everyone's doing all right out there. Wanted to hit a throwback classic fight of mine. Fight I've rewatched many times. JMM, Juan Manuel Marquez versus Tim Bradley. We already started off the first round here, so we're gonna do live scoring. We're gonna just talk some fighting, do some analysis, and just appreciate the fight. That's what we do here. Good first round so far. Juan Manuel Marquez, he's doing what he's known to do. Put together combination punches, try and establish himself in the center of the ring. An exciting fighter to watch. A great fighter to watch if you want to learn how to throw combinations. If you want to just get a good solid foundation for what the fundamentals of boxing. Tim Bradley, two guys who just have tremendous work ethic, tremendous professionals. Been in many memorable fights. Tim Bradley doing working to the best of his ability here. In this fight, to me, it's always been an interesting fight because Juan Manuel Marquez, to me, is just a little bit. He has higher ring IQ. He's a better puncher, and I want to say he's got the better chin, but that's debatable because Tim Bradley has proved against Manny and against Provodnikov that he can take a punch. So look at that. Just beautiful punches on both sides. Guys not willing to be, willing to be active. So often we see fighters try to, we often call round one a feel out round. We don't always see a ton. Look at this, though. I mean, how do you not appreciate this kind of a start to a fight? I love this about what Bradley's doing right now. He's bringing the fight to Marquez. Marquez is known for not always being a fast starter, but for a guy who likes to trade. That's what made his fights with Pacquiao so engrossing, so thrilling. Tim Bradley's a guy who it depends on his opponent. It can be kind of a boring-ish, tactical, ugly-ish fight, like with Devin Alexander, or it could be an instant classic war like with Provodnikov, right? I'm going to give this round to Tim Bradley. Really liked how he jumped out. I could see the round kind of going either way because JMM, he put up, he accounted, gave a good account of himself. But I did like Tim's aggressiveness just a little bit. I like that he was willing to start throwing some combinations early. He wanted to start off strong. He's trying to take advantage of the fact that Marquez doesn't always start strong, right? Can you set the tone in a fight? Look at this. See, and I know this can be seen different ways. I'm big on ring generalship, and we can argue that Tim Bradley wasn't effective in those punches he just threw, but at the same time, Marquez didn't throw anything back in that combination, and you're still forcing your opponent to where you want him, right? To me, that's key. Round two, good start so far. What I love about Bradley is his dedication to get in shape. He's phenomenal when it comes to conditioning. The work ethic is there. The work ethic's always been there for him. And it is there for Marquez too. But you could tell that the night of this fight, Tim Bradley came to fight. He came to win. So again, Marquez, he's feeling him out a little bit. He's trying to see what he's going to do, what he's going to throw, what he can land. And Tim Bradley's there to take advantage of it. Now, I consider Tim Bradley a more limited fighter than Marquez. if we're really pressed to make a call over one or the other, I'm going to say, yeah, Marquez is the greater fighter, right? Don't always like to get in those discussions, especially when we're talking, when we're isolating one fight. Both elite guys, they just offer you different things. Marquez is looking to land punches, crisp, clean, flush punches in combination, stay ahead of you in points, and basically just start breaking you down because he's landing clean shots. Tim Bradley is there to win by any means. He's there. If he can get away with landing cleanly on you, he will. Otherwise, he's going to make it an ugly fight and rough you up and just outmuscle you, bring the physicality into it, and their conditioning lends to both, right? Because Marquez's conditioning allows him to throw volume and stay moving. Bradley's conditioning allows him to be physical and allows him to maintain pressure or just activity. See, if you don't throw, if you go for, these little segments of time where you don't throw anything, Marquez is going to start teeing off. Marquez is not scared to take a shot. He tends to start a little bit slow just because that's his nature. He's just trying to figure things out a little bit. He's trying to kind of pace himself through those first rounds. Doesn't even always do it that way, but he tends to turn it up a little bit kind of after 3 or 4. Bradley, on the other hand, he'll just go, look at this. What an ending of a round. What a fight. Another close round. I could see going either way. I'm going to go ahead and give this round to Marquez. I thought he just edged him just a little bit. I thought he maintained control of the center of the ring a little bit more. But I could see you giving it to Bradley, and I wouldn't push you too much on that. Nacho, classic, wise trainer. Look at Bradley. Oh, what a punch. What a shot. Two solid punches right there. If you can move, get out of the way. Throw, get out of the way. Throw, get out of the way. Make that muscle memory, right? It's one motion. Doesn't matter if he throws back. Bradley's not a slow guy. He always got a lot of flack, for different reasons. He's not the flashiest fighter. He's not the slickest fighter, and he's not the biggest puncher. But you don't have to be if you do everything else good enough. His work rate is enough. His conditioning is elite. His chin, he has a chin. He has heart. See Bradley slow down a little bit. He's trying to figure out what else can I do to him, because he's landing these good shots now and then, but he's really landing kind of 1 out of 3, and he's Marquez is there to be hit, but he's there to be hit because he takes risks. He's not there to be hit because he has poor defense. There's a difference. Marquez also isn't the biggest guy, but again, a testament to fundamentally sound boxing. If you throw punches well, correctly, you don't need to work. You don't need to, people obsess over power. At times, I think people overrate power. Good punch. Counterpunching. Marquez's bread and butter. And that's the danger of fighting a good counterpuncher is the longer the fight goes on, the more he's going to get, the closer he's going to work his way into that bullseye. Good, good. See, I like Bradley's willing to take risks and he's willing to mix it up. But if he's not going to have the center of the ring right now, be a little bit more active, in my opinion. Just be willing to throw just a little bit more, because at this point, Marquez is literally just looking for the perfect moment. Good, good, good. Great sequence, right? Marquez has him where he wants him, throws the 2 with authority, but Bradley expects it, right? Rolls with it. Premeditated movements. A lot of people don't understand that. That's a lot of what defense is. I'm going to give that to Marquez. Thought it was another close round. Thought he just, I thought he gets the nod for ring generalship. And I think he, between the punches landed between the two, I think the punches JMM landed were a little bit cleaner. He did take one good shot from Bradley, but close round. Either way, I think that's a close round. Good, good, good. Combinations. See, now he's willing to throw the jab a little bit more. Maintain activity with it. As long as Marquez is missing big shots like that, that you got to take advantage of that. Good. If you don't have the speed, work on the timing. That's one thing that I think Bradley does well. He's not the fastest fighter, but if you time your shots well, if you throw intelligently, or if you throw in volume but at the right time, you're going to land something. And when you're in range, when you're within range with it, especially if you feel that the other fighter's a really good fighter and he's also going to land his, regardless of what you may do, good punch right there. See, Bradley's taking a few more risks here, and that's paying off. Again, good response from Marquez. Part of Marquez's problem right now is that Bradley is just mobile enough. Just mobile enough to where he's not fully comfortable with feeling like he knows where he's going to be all the time. Now, again, Bradley's there to be hit too. Good punches. Good punches. Good body shot. He was waiting to throw that. Good combination. Good exchange. Bradley doesn't have the nicest jab, but it doesn't matter. They say win tonight, worry about looking good tomorrow. Just throw it. Again, we see many things here, right? We see good exchange. I like Bradley's willingness to take risks here. I'm going to give him that round. What I don't like, though, is that we also see his limitations a little bit, right? Like, he's becoming too predictable with throwing, rolling out, and then throwing. I don't say it to criticize him necessarily, right? But I get it's just a lot of things to observe there. We see the good in Bradley. We see his limitations a little bit. We also see both things kind of from Marquez because Marquez constantly doing the right thing, pushing him into the ring or the corner of the ring, throwing at the right time, but then also being a little bit tentative, being a little, and that's kind of that's one of his cons, you could say, as well, right? Because like there's times when Marquez doesn't throw when he maybe should. He's just being a little bit too tentative, being a little bit too patient, waiting for too perfect of a moment. See, good movement right there. Good movement. If you're going to stand in front of your opponent and not throw, do something, though. Change your look. Change your level. Feint. Showboat if you're going to. But do something. Do something to provoke him. Do something to maintain a moving target. It's a good job. It's a good punch from Marquez. Bradley's doing the right thing. He's moving. Good punch. Bradley could throw a little bit more now. I like that he brought the jab back. Right here, I want him to take more risks. Good. But throw another one. Don't just throw one in isolation. Take advantage of the fact that Marquez is not throwing. And again, see, he's looking for the counter. But again, Bradley is moving just enough. He's fighting awkwardly just enough. He's mixing up his punches and not really giving too much of a pattern, just enough to where Marquez is a little tentative when he's in range. And it's costing him because at times Bradley's winning the ring generalship game, and he's at this point he's landing more. So not by a lot, but again, right? Throw a jab, reposition yourself, throw a jab. Now Marquez is in the center of the ring, but he's also not throwing. Now he's finally trying to respond here, but you can't just sit in the center of the ring. You have to show that you're in the center of the ring and your opponent wants it, but you won't relinquish it and you're going to maintain control, right? It has to be all of that. See, great, right? Ooh, I remember that shot. So we'll give that round to Bradley. Something similar happened when JMM fought Floyd. One of his weaknesses, you could say, right? Like Marquez can be dragged into the emotional game, and he's not the slickest fighter either. He's there to be hit too. So yeah, but he's always a handful to deal with. He's gonna land punches. He's gonna throw, and he's not scared to eat a shot. He'll get knocked down and get right back up. So don't ever count him out. We're going to Give that to Bradley. Good scrap. At this point, I think we're going to have to see a little bit more from Marquez, and he knows it too. He knows it. See, right there, right here, Bradley can do more. Good punch. Great counter. Counter the counter. A lot of movement now. A little too much movement. I like economical movement, but it worked. And that has to be confidence for a fighter. If you know, to me, Marquez is the faster guy. But if you know you're fast enough to hit him, that has to be confidence building. I love lead uppercuts. Didn't land. Still love to see him. I don't like that Bradley at times just doesn't move his head a lot. I get some of that's just the flat out confidence that you don't think he's going to hit you, but not something I would pick up and add to my game. I want to see him build off the body jabs a little bit more. Good jab. Marquez just isn't doing enough right now. He's also throwing out individual punches. Just needs to take a little bit more, take more risks. See, he had the chance there. It's a good hook. Right there, see, this is what I think what costs him, right? Bradley just stumbled. Jump on him right there, right? Unless the ref is pulling you off, jump on him right there. I don't care that he slipped. I don't care that he stumbled. Little things like that can change the energy and direction of the fight. Hurt him. If it's a boxing match and you need to make it a fight, make it a fight. If it's a fight and it's not to your benefit, make it a boxing match. And if you still need to win and it's somewhere in between, then just make it ugly. But remember, it's a fight, right? So that kills me right there. Unless you're dominating a guy, I mean, don't just let him recover. Jump on him. Just a little too... a little too passive for my taste, for Marquez. I'm going to give this to Bradley. I loved, there was a great combination that Marquez threw, or there was a great exchange in that round, but we had to see a little bit more. Is this that uppercut? Good body shot. It's a great body shot. Good jab. See, Bradley's there to be hit. Again, his jab isn't the fastest, and he doesn't move his head a lot, you know? That uppercut and that body shot, I mean, they're coming like last year. But Marquez is just getting lulled into this game of sitting here posturing, dancing. Good punch. See, those aren't doing anything. But if Marquez doesn't do anything else, what choice does a judge have but to give that to Bradley, right? A punch that doesn't land flush is still better than a punch that isn't thrown. These are facts. Right now, Marquez should be lighting him up. You have him basically against the ropes. And when Bradley tries to slip shots, he is not a compact fighter. He's all over the place with every slip, right? So it's like, take advantage of that. That too has to come faster from Marquez. Ba-ba! It's got to be already coming down the pipe. It's a good punch. Kind of a frustration punch right there. Trying to catch him moving away, down. Good. I love doubling it up. Double it up. He won't always expect it. Good. Good. See, he's figuring him out, right? You knew that two was coming, and you knew at what speed it was coming. The lazy two. You know that two's not going to land. See, right here, this is a dangerous place for Bradley. Dangerous place. That's what I want to see. Land those punches. You're near the ropes. You're moving away laterally to your weak side. That is a recipe for disaster if Marquez just comes in with a nasty counter and just lands flush on the chin as you're moving laterally. Bah! You're headed off into the stands. Just outrageous. It's another tough round. Another tough round. I'm going to give that to Marquez. A close round. I thought he did just a little bit more. And I'm starting to see some sloppiness from Bradley. There's Gennady Golovkin. There's Kovalev. There's a couple times when after the jab, whatever follows is sloppy. You know, it's hanging out there. It's getting, it's dragging back. You got to in and out, in and out, in and out. Letterman's out here giving him a sweep. I don't let Letterman's cards faze me, by the way. Sometimes we have mirror card, and sometimes we don't agree at all. Be confident in the way you score fights, but have a way to score fights. Be consistent. A little too much posturing in the center of the ring right here from Marquez specifically. See, it is what it is. That first combo was fluff. The second one he committed. But he was unsure of what he was going to do. Right here, I want to see him build off of that. He gets me excited. He throws two punches and he stops. I like it. Change level, in and out. I just want to see Marquez let his hands go, though. This is not a sparring session. He's got to feel that if he isn't behind, it's close. It's a good uppercut. He's trying. He's just not trying enough. He just a little bit more. Good jab. See again, Bradley's there to be hit. Good punch. You throw your jab, I'll throw my jab. I like it. I like it from both guys. JMM pressing, pushing him back against the ropes, moving north. And then at this point, Bradley is confident trying to counter JMM. So, he knew what he was going to do. He knew he was going to, roll and throw, try and counter the counter. I'll give that round to Bradley. Just did a little bit more. I think, Marquez a little bit frustrated. Not frustrated because he's getting tagged as much as I think he's frustrated that sometimes Bradley presents that awkward picture. He's his movements sometimes a little bit erratic. And he's moving a lot, right? That's a great uppercut. That's a great counter, but, his awkwardness plays in his favor right there, right? He's moving away. Dang, I haven't seen Cotto in a while, but this was a few years back too. So it is what it is, but good punches, but just finish that with something else, right? Throw, pivot, but throw. Oh, that's a great hook. That's a great hook. That's another good punch. JMM's turning it up now, but we're in the 9th round, my guy. When Marquez lets his hands go, Bradley doesn't have his repertoire, but he's not letting his hands go like that right now. And we obviously have to give Bradley credit for that. Now I see JMM looks a little bit tired right now. Looks a little winded. Looks a little frustrated. Bradley still moving with a little pep in his step. And he's also not throwing a lot, right? Not a huge amount here. He could throw more as well. Good. That's a good punch. Right here, I want him to jump on him. Right here. Dash forward and throw something with authority. That's what I want Marquez to do. Good. But stay on him. He's got to stay on him here. Don't let Bradley come back with one of those winging hooks. Good exchange. Good exchange. Throw the jab. See what you can do. Try and counter it. What can you throw back, right? Classic JMM, right? Throw the two, throw the uppercut. Good punches. See again, Bradley's there to be hit. Just got to throw. Good. Good. Basic, right? It's basic. The 1-1-2, it's basic. Doesn't matter if it's basic. It works. Good. I love that. That's a Marquez round. Almost a father-son relationship, Nacho and Marquez. They've been together so long. This is Joel Diaz, right? Pretty sure that's who this is. See, that barely missed. That uppercut landed, though. Hurt him a little bit. Ooh, that hook, though, right there. Whew. Do the snaky leg for me. I know that rocked him. But, I mean, Bradley's a warrior. You know, these guys... Bradley looks fresh. Bradley still looks fresh. Marquez looks, he looks like he spent a little bit clearly, but can Marquez continue the way he ended that round? That's the question here. Narrow misses on both ends. Both trying to counter right now. The problem is, in my opinion, Marquez needs to step on the gas. Good jab. Oh. Good combination. Good hook. Hurt him. Marquez will go down, though, and get back up. Great round. They were both hurt in that exchange. You could see it in Bradley's face. Put those earmuffs on. Right down the pipe, though. Marquez is he will land punches in that space all day long. And again, and I've said this before. I said this for the Davis Garcia fight. I'm not someone who puts a lot of stock in size difference, but Marquez is suffering a little bit because he's smaller. It's just, this is truth. He's got to extend a little bit more of these punches. Outside of that, though, I don't think it's affecting the fight at all. It's a good punch by Bradley. Good exchange. Bradley looks a little bit tired now. You get too lazy with those punches, and Marquez will start landing and lighting you up. That's a slip. Good round. Good round. I'm going to go ahead and give that to Bradley. Close round. See that going both ways. I thought he got the better just by a little bit in those key exchanges. Championship rounds. That's a good uppercut and a good body shot, but the uppercut was better. But here comes this other punch. Oh, he misses that. How close that was. Oh, that's a good shot. Look at this punch, though, right here. That's a heck of a shot. He put everything behind that. But again, if you have the energy as Marquez, throw anything right there, because he's completely off balance. He put everything into that shot. Just tap him. Bah! Even doesn't it's not going to take a lot to look like it's a lot, right? Because when you're off balance or you're not looking and you get hit with something even semi clean, it's gonna affect you. Good. But right here he can do more. Right here he can do more. Corner him. Close that door on him. Don't let him out. Good. Good uppercut. I like that. I like the punches. Ooh, that was a good uppercut. That's a good jab. Good. Almost everything Marquez is throwing right now is a counter. All right, but don't follow him all day. There you go. Marquez is better than that, too. It's not like he doesn't know how to cut the ring off. He's just getting lulled to sleep. Don't fight your opponent's fight unless you're better at his fight than he is, and you're ready to show him. That's a great punch. And that's one of the aspects of ring generalship, because I know people feel it's hard to define sometimes. Whose fight? People like to ask the question, who would you rather be, right? Who's taking more damage, right? Who's having a harder time? Who's fighting their fight, right? Good, great punches. I love what Marquez is doing. Again, arms that are a little short here, and Bradley's movement just awkward enough and just slippery enough, but he's doing the right thing. He's doing it at the right time. And you can tell Bradley's a little bit tired now. These punches are a little bit lazier, a little, they're loop just a little bit more. It was a low blow, but he didn't mean it. Bradley, at this point, he's willingly in the corner, but it doesn't matter. Willingly or not, that's a dangerous place to be when you're there with the counterpuncher. That's a tough round for me. I'll give it to Bradley. He did just enough. And Marquez is suffering from kind of following him around a little bit. And one of the key takeaways for me in that round is, like, don't follow the guy, especially if he's more or less controlling what's going on, if he's fighting his fight, which is what I've been saying, right? The goal is to take you out of your fight, take you out of your element. Like in basketball, right? If they're running on you and that's their game, slow it down. Same thing, same concept, right? Make him uncomfortable. Make him fight a fight he's not accustomed to or he doesn't want to fight. It's the Big 12th round. Leave it all out there. Good. Doing the right thing. You corner him. He's in the corner, but right here, you can't let him go. Right here, you have to close the door. Don't let him out. You can't let him out. And if you let him out, you never let him out, right? If he gets out, he pays for it. It has to be the way you fight. Right here, He's right here. He's willing to go to the ropes, but he's been willing to go to the ropes because he hasn't paid for it as much as he should. And you could tell that Marquez is a little bit frustrated right here, right? Because he's missing some of these inside shots that he normally lands against better opponents, if we're being honest. See, right here, both of them, good. Throw something, but don't give him time to throw either, right? Bradley's doing the right thing here. He's making a miss. He's leaving on his own, but it's still his fight. That's the problem for Marquez right now. See, now Bradley's doing too much, right? He's not a slick fighter. He's at any moment he gets tagged here. I don't remember that actually happens. Now he covers back up. It's been a long time since I've seen this fight. I love it, right? I like the bravado. I like the showboat, but always bring something with it. See, that's sloppy. That's sloppy right there. Marquez with longer arms would have taken his head off with a straight two. Bah! Right in the chin. I don't like that either. I don't like what he just did right there. Double the jab, but move straight back. Don't move straight back after doubling the jab, in my opinion. Move laterally. Or don't move. Change level. Or if you're gonna move, if you're gonna move north to south, dip when you're doing it, right? Change levels in movement. Don't be predictable though, and don't move in a straight line if you can avoid it. Because a good counterpuncher is going to time you as you're moving back in a straight line, and it's going to be bad news. Bad news. This is a great 12th round, by the way. My apologies for kind of rambling through half of this, but both guys are trying to change the good. All you can do is clap, because it's like that's how you want him to end the fight. Now, again, Marquez could have done a lot of that earlier on, right? And I'm going to give the 12th round to Bradley. But what a way to end the fight. You're there for your career. You're there for the fans. You're there for friends. You're there for legacy. Go out on your shield. I know it's easy to say as a fan, right? Go out on your shield. Good fight. Good scrap. I believe that Bradley gets the nod here. And I think he deserved it. Beat a quality name on a great night of boxing. You know, I mean, to have Marquez on your resume that's probably his. Well, he did beat Pacquiao on paper, right? But other than that, it's I think his best win. The way they end this fight, trading shots. It's a heck of a punch too. Knocked him back. Of course it did. But, I mean, you're throwing caution to the wind, right? You're ending the fight with a bang, like you're just trying to go all out. A great way to end the fight. And a great fight. Thanks, everyone, for watching, for joining. I apologize that I've slowed down on the videos a little bit. Some of that is YouTube just throwing punches and me trying to roll with these punches. Try to figure out how to best do videos without, getting interrupted and taken down and all that. So appreciate those who stuck around to check it out. Again, what do I do on this channel? Boxing, and more boxing. We do scoring, we do analysis. I'm also going to do the weigh-in and some commentary for the Canelo fight that's coming up. And for all big fights, really moving forward. So until then, I'm going to keep trying. We'll see if it works, but as often as I can this month and until I get into some sort of actual rhythm and schedule here, I'm going to try and do at least a fight a day. From any time, from anywhere, any division. I appreciate the fight game. I love boxing. I love talking boxing. I love watching boxing. I love hitting the gym. So that's what we do on this channel. Boxing, and more boxing, right? So when I can, I'm going to do video analysis, round by round scoring when I can, because I know it's complicated to get it out there. Other than that, I'll do some shorter opinion pieces on big fights, on weigh-ins, and then once I get a little bit more established, then I'll move on to other stuff. I don't know, some rankings, some listings, some other stuff at request, right? So yeah, you can catch me here. You can catch me on Boxing Scene Nonstop Boxing. Everyone have a good Wednesday, and Warriors fans out there like myself, tough loss the other day. Let's bounce back. Let's bounce back tomorrow. We have titles to win, right? So let's make it happen. But I'll keep it boxing on the channel. Everyone enjoy your night, and I'll